We're working on a ceremonial mace for the university. Most universities usually have, some sort of type of ceremonial mace for graduations and other things. MU is different in that way. It hasn't had one, so we took this project on.
Well, actually, right when we were talking about it, a catalog landed on my desk where you can buy mace. You can buy for $25,000, you can have a mace custom made. And that's just not the Mizzou way, We didn't want to do that. We wanted something that more thoroughly represented our university. So we were able to get a hold of some beams that had been taken out of Switzler Hall, the oldest remaining academic building on campus, to make the handle of the mace. And then we happened upon the College of Engineering's 3D printing lab and thought, we can do something really cool with that. So, we've connected the history of the institution through the wood from the academic building and the future-looking technology of 3D printing so that we've combined old and new.
As part of the project, I was helped with design and mechanical components of the mace itself. I made computer-aided design files, CAD files, and pretty much drew it all on a computer. And that way, those that were interested could see what it would look like, and then they could decide whether or not they wanted to progress with the project or not. As far as I know, this one's fairly unique. Not only in its shape and structure, but that it's been 3D printed, or parts of it have. All of it were modeled inside a computer first, and then individual components were then modeled in a computer and 3D printed so that they could be unique and also display the technical prowess here at Mizzou.
It's about a $200,000 machine. It has a build surface of about 14 by 14 square with a depth of about 8 or 9 inches deep. It uses a liquid resin and an ultraviolet light to cure it as it passes across the top surface as it puts down the layers of resin. It has a support material to hold it steady on the table as it's being built. Next process, which you'll probably begin filming, is the final dome and spire and nut kit. And they'll probably have this backup dome, so there'll be 2 domes. They call it the double nut and then the spire. And then that'll be it.
Well, believe it or not, I volunteered for it. They were looking for somebody to do it, so they said they needed someone, that works here at the university to do it, and I think it's a privilege to ask this department to do it. We'll have to start from about a 5 by 5 chunk of wood, and then we'll trim it, square it, and remount it in the lathe again. This is kind of what our department is here for things like this. We have a lot of talent. It's a process of taking it through a big bandsaw, and then you run it across the planer, and you take it through the table saw, and then just about whatever else you have to do as far as sanding and squaring and that sort of thing to get something that will turn equal balanced on the lathe. That's the biggest obstacle you have, is trying to get it to turn with some sort of consistency in a safe way, so that it doesn't try to fly out of there or tear something up, so that you can turn it. This is all done by hand. There's no computers or this is all manual. this is a great department. You know, with the talent that we have in this department, it's a great place to work. I think we could build a 747 here if we had to.
This is taking the cake right now. You know, I've got to work at the university for almost 10 years off and on. I've got to meet some famous people, you know, Bill Cosby and that stuff on stage, and I've got to work with some amazing people. But this kind of special project, following it from the beginning to the end, is kind of taking the cake right now. And also, I think other things going on in my life with the birth of my daughter and all of that, this all culminating right around this time in the 175th. There's a lot of things that just go into it. It's not just an object in that way. For me, so it's definitely taken the cake at this point. I just, you know, when I think about the Mace, I think about all the people who really worked with it, and I just want to thank all of them. They've been a great help. It's quite an honor. It's an artifact that's going to last forever. It's something that's going to be part of this university, that represents this university. Take a lot of pride in it. It's been a lot of fun. It's home. It's where I belong. My father worked here. My wife works here. My daughter was born at Women's and Children's Hospital, owned by the university. It's home. It's where I belong.
You know, we're right now on campus, we're in a real period of change, which is great and exciting, and we're setting the path for the future 175 years and more.